G'day interwebs, I'm B-Man and this is Call of Cthulhu. It's chapter 8 of the game and part 8 of my playthrough. The elder gods are whispering in your dreams to subscribe to my channel, and also there's a playlist on my channel if you want to catch up with the previous chapters. So let's enter the madness. Chapter 8, Riverside Institute. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside, irresistibly attracted to the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. So that's a pretty good summary. It's probably a better summary than I would have come up with. I haven't played the game in a few weeks, so I might be a bit flaky on certain characters' names. A bit more light. Loading times. I didn't know it would take this long. There we go. Well, you can't even see the bar. I'll let you see the bar so you can watch it with me. Took forever to move though. And it's taking forever to finish. So yeah, I've been in Riverside Institute before. I seem to be jumping back and forth between. We'll see. I'll explain as we go along, because I'm not sure what the game will explain itself. Let's enter the madness. It's probably a good place for the face cam.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Okay, I can examine the patient, ask if he's been drugged, or say something regarding the patient. I think I'm going to examine the patient. I have no idea what's going on at the moment. Am I actually myself?
Very well. I'll examine him.
Well, I'm Marie Colden.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
I'm Marie Colden.
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky.
It's like a squid man. Let's look in his ear.
30-year-old subject, severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue, Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
He has something in his belly. The state of his limbs is worrisome. He's severely dehydrated. He has something in his belly, seems like the salient point.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth.
The state of his limbs is worrisome.
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
He's severely dehydrated.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
His body is mutating.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
I've never seen anything. Alright, I can say these symptoms are worrisome. I've never seen anything like this, or you're turning him into a monster. I think I'll go with I've never seen anything like this.
His limbs? His body temperature? I don't know what experiments you've undertaken, but this is going too far.
Oh, I sense some excitement beneath your indignation. Could it be you wish to join me in my scientific endeavors?
You are a brilliant physician, Dr. Fuller, but this man has the attributes of some kind of animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie. but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Hidden files are proof. Nobody mention crimes for now and stay out of this. Yeah, I don't know if I can trust this.
I disapprove of Fuller's methods, but his treatments have saved more lives than I can count.
And Mr. Blake? You said yourself he was dying.
I don't know what to think for now. What I'm sure of is that Fuller is hiding something from us, and I need to know what that is before I take a chance exposing him.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
New objective, consult diary. Mission, get into Fuller's office. Riverside Institute. I found a book in the bookseller's safe. There was something wrong with it. It smelled of death and putrefaction. I had a bad feeling. I read it to understand why I had such feelings. What happened after that? Where am I? Why is it skipping Pierce? Because I'm not Pierce. Right, so I can't clear out that exclamation mark. It's just skipping over Pierce's option.
Chronic insomnia, like half the island.
So, I'm on this island.
This place draws you in and never lets you go.
It's near Boston, and apparently all the people on the island, like 80 years ago, they caught this thing they called the miraculous catch, and somehow they've been eating it ever since. And now I find out this doctor's creating squid people.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair. Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
You're not talking about me, are you?
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Why go through her?
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
I stopped paying attention for a second there. I was looking down at my laptop.
Everything all right, Dr. Colden?
All is well, Elizabeth, thank you. I was making sure the water wasn't cut off yet again.
Thank God, no. The water's running. I have no desire to call Donovan for help.
Here we go.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the
I think
janitor?
I might need this
I
information.
can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
That doesn't seem like necessary knowledge. Great. You know, the objectives are in the top right corner, so face cam goes in the top left. I have no idea where this dude's office is. It's probably not here. I might as well look around while I'm inhabiting the body of Marie Colden. So yeah, I'm actually Detective Edward Pierce, and I read the Necronomicon, and then suddenly bang, I'm in the body of this doctor who works at a mental hospital that I was in earlier. No, not a mental hospital. Is it just a hospital? I can't remember. The reference book of medical sciences. So you put up your medical skill by reading books like this. Like a dictionary, this work references in alphabetical order all the medical sciences known and practiced in the modern world. For each of the entries, the major works and the names of the reference authorities are listed. I mean, there might be files here. I don't think it's his office. Mary Donovan. Head nurse. Already been here.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Distract Donovan, cut off the water.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
Okay, why didn't you come to me instead? You're a bad liar. We already talked about that. And I will prescribe you something, which is my medicine skill, which I'm going to try.
Tell me your symptoms.
I have headaches. And I can't sleep.
Do you suffer from insomnia?
No. Look, I don't want you to laugh at me.
Ethan, if you don't trust me, then who?
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
Those particles in the background, they keep passing through the NPCs I'm talking to. It's really annoying me. Also, is it Dr. Fuller? He was, his hands were clipping through his jacket. And he put them on his hips. Okay, you're just tired, or it seems like an affliction.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh, there's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
Darkwater's the island I'm on. It's the island the game takes place on.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
Talk to that guy. Pardon me. Diphtheria is deadly. Immunization is the safeguard. Ask at your local council officers or welfare centre. The BmanPwnz channel fully supports vaccination, incidentally. Vaccinate your kids and yourself and your pets. Dr. Batty's for your health asthma cigarettes. Effectively, I can't read it though. Effectively, it treats asthma, hay fever, foul breath, all diseases of the throat, head colds, canker sores, bronchial irritations. Not recommended for children under 6. What happens if I try and leave?
There's no way I'm leaving until I find what Fuller is hiding.
Good stuff.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but...
That's the brightest it's been, I think, since I started playing the game.
Dr. Colden.
Okay, suspect I have to go in there. I'm gonna look around first, though. I haven't explored everything yet.
Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I'm sorry. Dr. Fuller is a very busy man.
Well, is there anyone else who can tell us what's going on?
She's our only family, you know? And we can't even see her medical file.
I'll examine her myself.
Don't worry. I'm aware our institution is not always welcoming. But your mother is in good hands. I'll tend to her myself, and keep you informed at once. Would that suit you?
Well, that sure sounds great to us, Doctor. Thank you.
But those are just words, so we're not budging.
Very well. At least I'll know where to find you.
Is she in here?
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation.
That means a heart attack?
Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
Let's cure everyone in the hospital.
Hay fever? What's he doing here?
He's bedridden from hay fever.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
Alright, it's giving me the option to say the bootleggers. Tell me about it another time, but I'm going to ask what happened there.
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
I'll just sleep a bit more.
Right, so the whaling station, was that building with the floor all missing? That explains why. In like chapter 2.
Ah, so there's Harding. She's still sleeping. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Cool if I knew what a nephrectomy meant. A kidney removal? Removal of part of it? I don't know. I'm no nurse. The key to the boiler room. Guess where I have to go to turn off the water.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait. Intoxication from breathing organic vapors. Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination.
I didn't listen to what she said. It's like 2 AM where I am.
He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, What should we do with this patient?
I don't know what more we can do. This patient has been mistreated. Or keep taking care of his wounds. This patient has been mistreated.
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight, and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man.
I don't understand why there were so few options for Harding when I promised those guys I'd help her. Am I missing something? Was it just... did I just need to look at their file? Gross. Is that the result of a... what was it, a phrenectomy? See if I can talk to these dudes out here now. Just make sure I've explored this whole room so I don't have to come back. Here's where I woke up, and I've been in a complete circle around the outer wing of the hospital. Or the hospital, depending on how big it is.
So, Doctor, have you been able to examine our mother?
I saw her, she is fine.
I've tended to her, and I have good news. Her blood analysis is reassuring. Her kidneys are as new.
Are you talking about the same person? This is miraculous.
She's still recovering, but you may speak to her upon her awakening.
Oh, thank you so much, Doctor. We'll wait for her to wake up. We've been here since this morning, so it won't make a difference.
Okay, so after I looked at their file, Colden said that she'd had a perfusion. Sweet, I just got an achievement. Heal all the patients. I did. I said I was going to heal all the patients, and then I got an achievement for it. That's sweet. So, yeah, anyway, her file said that she'd had a perfusion, which is also the, it's the word that, I don't know what the word means. I assume it means to, like, fill her full of stuff, but it's the same word that they used regarding the other squid guy, I think. It's what Dr. Fuller is giving these patients to heal them. Miraculously, in some cases. Hospital food.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Does the food look... I've seen food that looks distinctly... It's like all they eat is chili. I've seen food that looks pretty gross in this game. Like, and you get the feeling that it's the great catch that they've all been eating. It's the janitor.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
Sure thing.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch Donovan.
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show. Dr. Colden?
Is that about it? Is that the... Administration, men's
Everybody
bathroom.
says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Could just walk into the pharmacy. Alright. Uomo Delinquente. This pseudo-scientific work by Cesare Lombroso correlates an individual's morphology with his criminal predispositions. The seriousness of this study and the accuracy of the demonstrations can deceive an uninformed reader. So it's like about phrenology or something, is that what it means by morphology? Trying to pin people's personalities from the shape of their skull and stuff? Does Mr. Burns say something about someone having the brain pan of a stagecoach driver?
We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, and Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment.
So it's Marie versus Donovan and Fuller. I take it this all happened before Marie helped Pierce, the main character, escape from the hospital.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
A prescription for barbiturates signed by Dr. Fuller. Counts as a clue. Where's the boiler room? Can I light some? No, I don't have a light source. There's Marie Colden.
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
Better check that clue. And the key, so now I just need to find the boiler room. Just be polite and shut the door behind us. Boiler room. Make sure I've been everywhere
Everybody
first.
says it.
Yes, I've been
She's
there.
a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's
Been
so
here.
unfair.
That's where I appeared in this body. Been in the kitchen, so I have been... Did I come in here? Medicine and Secret Sciences. This very interesting book, aimed at the wide public, demonstrates how non-recognized sciences have influenced modern medicine. Magnetism, grandmother's secrets, Chinese acupuncture, hypnosis, herbal medicine, alchemy, and many others have contributed to a certain extent to the enrichment of medicine at the beginning of this century. So basically science, like, if there's some folk remedy, then science might test it and might confirm that it is, that it works, or that it's bunk. So basically, yeah, if you're gonna go around taking folk remedies, you might as well see if there's any scientific validity to them. Or if you're just pumping yourself full of, because drugs that aren't medical in nature, like herbal drugs. Oh, here's the boiler room. Herbal drugs, I think they're called complementary and alternative medicines. They're not regulated by government bodies the same way medicines are. High security unit, authorized personnel only. I bet you I can't get in.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
I think you're in a loop there, Nurse Elizabeth. I know you're stressed. Okay, I've been everywhere but Fuller's office, and have I been in... I can't go in the surgery room. Storage room, and I haven't been in here. Or the storage room?
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
Can I look?
Please. The fewer interruptions there are, the faster I'll be finished.
I can't even shut the door.
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
It's me. I'm here, Marie. I'm in your mind somehow because I read the Necronomicon. The file is strangely incomplete and the detail on treatment is not given. It does not respect standard practice. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the mechanics of this are. I'm not sure if Pierce is controlling Marie. I'm not sure if Marie, like, after Pierce leaves her body, if it's, like, gonna have been a fugue for her and she won't remember any of it. I doubt that'll be the case. I believe Pierce is just along for the ride, and purely because it's a video game, it's letting me choose dialogue options.
Thank you for your help, Doctor.
Thank you.
Well, that's an exciting dialogue tree.
I'll be going.
Does that mean there are things that I can unlock to say to her? I imagine it does. Don't stand in the way of objects.
Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him. In theory, this is where we hang the key to the boiler room.
Yeah, in theory, communism works.
Dr. Colden?
I'll be going.
That's a Homer Simpson quote, by the way. If you didn't pick that. Really?
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Those are tools. Not appropriate tools, but they're tools. I really want the solution to be in this room, but I'm not sure it is. Even though there are tools lying around everywhere. Ugh.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Either became accessible. She's gone now. Monkey wrench. So I'm like, what areas couldn't I get into before that it will suddenly give me access to where I can find a tool? And all these patients watch me walk into the boiler room over and over again. crazy nurse.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
No, skipping piece. Monkey wrench. I found a book in the book. Oh, that's the same thing. So I just have to jump in there just to clear out the exclamation mark. There's no new information. Now it says to go back to Elizabeth and to distract Donovan.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
New objective. Get into Fuller's office. It's my new objective. It's all the previous chapters. Whatevs. It says that I have to get in Fuller's office, so I guess I'll just follow Elizabeth.
Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy. Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. But it's about the water.
So do I just charge
What
through it,
now?
or I go around the other
It's
entrance?
off. It's not my fault.
Nothing is ever your fault. I told you to control the flow. Even if I know it's not your strong.
Woot.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here.
Right. I'm not sure which way is the... I think that's the way out to the... So this must lead to the surgery room? Maybe?
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
Let's look around the rest of the room first. The last time I found a puzzle, it was the end of the level.
The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
A study of the Stendhal syndrome, a particularly rare mental illness. Subjects display mental disorders linked to an exposure to works of art. So the reason that Edward Pierce is like investigating this island is because there is a lady on it who paints paintings. She burned her mansion down, and there are rumors that her paintings have these like strange powers or something. I think a guy tried to hire me to prove that she didn't intentionally burn the house down, but like it appears that she may have. I don't know. I've been playing this game spread out across weeks at a time. Right, so there doesn't seem to be anything in here apart from the puzzle. I'm not sure I think this door leads, but I don't want to go out and ruin my chance to do the puzzle.
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
Right and left trigger to change mast. Left stick to rotate.
I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
That was not difficult. And I got an achievement for it. Learn the secrets of the Scylla or Scylla. Sarah Hawkins interview. Oh, another one of these canisters. This cylinder was hidden inside Fuller's office. He recorded his thoughts about one of the many psychoanalysis sessions he submitted Sarah Hawkins to. Sarah Hawkins is the lady who makes the paintings and burnt her mansion that I mentioned earlier. Does he have a phonograph? Yes, he does. So this cylinder is what people used before MP3s, I guess. What they used before Spotify and before YouTube got the entire world's catalogue of music.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here?
I should have waited until he stopped speaking. He called it the mythos. Gross.
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
Oh, would you have told me more about those abilities if I hadn't have interacted with that object?
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later.
I'm really irritated that I may have missed some dialogue. The basement, eh? So I think Pierce went into the basement and watched a dude get murdered. May have been Sanders, I can't remember.
Why is Ethan on medication?
Okay, there's a tick on the question mark, so I guess I've discovered everything.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection.
A partly burned shoe. It seems like it belonged to Sarah Hawkins. To leave a reconstruction scene, hold left and right trigger. Just gonna have a quick look around first. That guy seemed to jump between saying she was having delusions to talking about her special powers. I think I really missed something. When I looked at that severed finger.
I must go back to the basement.
Fuller's notes. If the evidence garnered in the Hawkins drawing room raises questions as to what became of the parents' bodies, the discoveries of Colden in the office of Fuller reinforce this conviction. I really missed some stuff, I think. Sarah Hawkins was moved from the crime scene by none other than Dr. Fuller. Even more significant, the director of the Riverside Institute obviously had a strong obsession with the artist. The content of the cylinders recorded by the doctor proves his interest in the young painter. Summaries of psychoanalysis sessions, as well as blood tests, confirm the fact. In one of the cylinders, Fuller clearly states that he has hidden the body and the personal effects of one of his patients. This cylinder was hidden inside Fuller's office. He recorded his thoughts about one of the many psychoanalysis sessions he submitted Sarah Hawkins to. Pity I can't listen to it again, huh? Go down into the psychiatric wing. Is what's-her-face gonna find me if I go out this way?
I should go another way.
Okay, I just have to let my cat out. It didn't want out, it just wants to be clingy. Alright, nothing else of interest in here. Take it that this is down into the psychiatric ward. This looks similar to where, I guess it is, where Pierce came up and out of the psychiatric ward. Alright, that's not normal. That goes into this is the door that I missed when I was playing PS. I walked past this door and went up that staircase.
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly. Talk, filthy thief! Or I swear I'll shoot!
It's Charles Hawkins. I've done nothing wrong. You're going to regret it. You're not a quick killer, which is my eloquent skill. I've unlocked it with Charles Hawkins, so I'm going to say that.
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead!
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
I can attempt. This is occultism / master. I saw through someone's eyes. I can say I'm not sure. I can use the unlocked answer. Marie Colden was there, which I'm going to do because it doesn't require a master skill check.
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait! No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
Okay.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go! Rescue the doctor!
Thank you, Drake.
I've got a feeling accepting his help is going to come back to bite me, but he did seem to know how the Necronomicon worked. He knew it put me into someone's body. That's a pretty good-looking cutscene. Nevermore. Alright, Chapter 9, Riverside Institute. So that's my video pretty much. Wow, I got like 4 achievements. Fall into Fuller's trap. It's an achievement. So what would have happened if I had have tried the other door? Would it have been locked? And what would have happened if I had have tried that door earlier when I was Pierce escaping the Institute? So yeah, anyway, I'll read this to you. I'll move my face cam so you can read it. Yeah. Chapter 9, Riverside Institute. The book projected Pierce into the body of Dr. Colden. The detective watched helplessly as Bradley's friend carried out her inquiry. Confronted with the experiments of Dr. Fuller, she got into his office and discovered that the director of the Riverside Institute was hiding information on, if not the body of, Sarah Hawkins. But she was discovered by Fuller. Pierce must save her before it's too late. Also, it was real time. I thought maybe I was looking at something that had happened in the past, but I was actually real-time projecting into Sarah Hawkins' perspective. So yeah, that's the end of my video. It's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to play Chapter 8, but to make sure the game saves, I'm going to start the next chapter. And enter the madness.
I pray that Colden is really here and alive.
In his office. Alright, yeah. Sweet. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy my video. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to like the video if you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a comment, share it, all of those internets type things. And I hope to see you in my next video. Peace out, interwebs.